What is up? Matt Pratt here, and we're doing a Porsche video today, if you can't tell. I hope you like that little bit of tango music going on. Whatever, it's all I had. Anyways, where have I been? It's been a couple weeks, right? 3 weeks or so. Don't worry, I see all the comments. Where's the next video? Let me just update you with everything that's going on. So I've been busy as hell. The whole COVID thing, people aren't driving right now. My 9 to 5 job, I work at a pretty high production body shop, and we're slow. We're insanely slow. I've been barely going in. I've been working maybe 20 hours a week. There just isn't much there to paint, and I've had to mainly rely on side work. You know, that's kind of what I preach, and it kind of comes natural to me that I will hustle. I will bust my butt just to make ends meet, you know? It has been a little hectic because I call a couple connections and a couple people I know that need things painted and so on, and I get bombarded with stuff. When the rush is there and the money's there to be made, I can't turn it down. So I haven't been able to make an actual video with any of the projects that I've had in my shop. I'll update you guys with the Supra real quick. The Supra, we're waiting on motor parts. I have a head that is in the machine shop as we speak. It's a GTE head that will work really well when I turbo the motor. That's in the machine shop right now. We're waiting on that to come back. So I'm kind of like waiting for that to come back, and then I'm gonna get rolling back on the Supra again. And it's been there for a few weeks. Anyone that has built motors before, it's kind of normal unless you got a really good hookup. It is what it is. I just gotta be patient. I have other things to do in the meantime, like this Porsche. I've been kicking butt on the Porsche, as you can see. That's actually a bunch of footage I've had for months. We haven't had a Porsche video out for a couple months, but it's getting there. We've been waiting on little things like the alignment and stuff, just really trying to dial in that fitment. I'm not familiar with Porsche stuff. Luckily, we know other people that are, so the Porsche is doing good. I'll tell you what, I've been getting caught up with my side work. I've got a pretty good flow going. You should see more videos coming out at least once a week. I want to try to hit twice a week. I'm doing my best. But I have some cool, exciting projects that I'm going to tell you about at the end of this video, so stay tuned. Let's go check out this Porsche. So yeah, we actually have been kicking butt on this thing here and there. The main holdup is honestly the wheel fitment, and this wheel fitment looks really good. It takes a lot to adjust this right. The suspension underneath here is not your typical suspension that has camber arms and so on. It's real tricky, torsion bars, weird stuff. I honestly don't even know how to adjust the camber on this thing, but we're making it work pretty much as close as it's gonna get. Miller, actually the owner of this car, you wouldn't really expect it, but that guy will get down and dirty with you working on this car. It's really, really cool. And that's one thing. It's like I have enough things to deal with mechanically on like my other cars. I just like to do body work and paint, you know what I mean? It was really awesome that he came out here and he wanted to set up the fitment, he wanted to set up the wheels and so on. So I kind of got the bumper on. You guys have seen it before in the past videos. It's up pretty good. I had a mounting point on this one, but I still have to drill a mounting point on this one. The bumper's gonna have to come back off, but I noticed that like so much of this is exposed and it's like crusty as hell. So I definitely think when I take this back off, I'm going to fresh coat of undercoat. I think I got a can of it floating around here, so because that looks horrible from far out. That looks so much better. Just have that fresh looking undercoat look. I want to do it for like the whole inside of this trunk area, but can tackle that later down the road. I just want to get the car together. Alright, that black behind there looks way better now. We'll probably put some sort of mesh back there so it isn't that noticeable. For now, that looks pretty good. so I'm kind of like messing with this headlight. First off, I didn't take this stuff apart, so I have no clue how this goes together, and I'm just winging it. Number one. Number two, the wiring sucks. I'll show you on the next one how bad it is. There's no real way for it to be like waterproof or anything. Like I said, we're gonna swap these headlights out, so I just kind of set them in there. If you're wondering if I just set them in there, I did. And then I started putting the headlight together, and I realized like this piece, I guess, supposed to be whatever. I think it's ugly. I'm actually going to satin black this, so I think it's gonna look better. I don't know if it's to keep it reflective or whatever, and painting a satin black is gonna do wrong, but this is ugly, so this probably gets replaced when we replace the headlight anyway. So for now, I'm gonna satin black it. That looks pretty good. That looks so much better black. All right, it's getting there. We're beginning to look like a Porsche now. Starting to like this. Looks really good. Okay, so while I got it up in the air, I want to bust the wheels and tires off because we gotta trim this bumper. I might do it with the wheel on the car. As you can see here, this side, yeah, is touching. Doesn't touch on the other side. So I just got to trim this out a little bit. Pretty sure I can make it squeak right through this. This bumper, you know, has a lot to trim here. So I don't want to take too much out because I'll lose rigidity that this is doing right now. I'm going to take a little bit out. It also looks like the way this is fitting, I can actually move the bumper forward a little bit. But to move the bumper forward, I got to go back in here and space out the front of it a little bit, which isn't a big deal. I put like little adjustments on the bolts, so I can move it a little bit farther out than needed. Okay, I got the bumper lined up pretty good. I made the slot a little bit bigger too, so we can adjust the bumper some. I trimmed enough out. When you want good fitment, it's got to barely fit, which is risky when driving it, but these things aren't daily drivers, so should be good. And while I was at it, I even trimmed up the other side, giving me as much room as possible. This front end is slotted out a little bit. I can actually bring this back a little bit, and I definitely have enough room on this side. I actually just might do that before I'm completely done. But it looks really good. I'm pretty happy with it. So I think for now we can cross the front end off the list. We are way out of our league here. I feel like I brought a Civic. We're trying to do this COVID charity thing, some kind of cruise for COVID, and a lot of high-end cars that are here. I wish the Supra was done. I'd feel a little bit better, but we were able to get my buddy's Porsche done. That's getting a lot of attention for being an older Porsche. It's pretty cool. Nothing there like that. A lot of Lamborghinis, like that one. Porsches. I think you've seen a GT40, seen a Skyline R34. That was pretty cool. I don't know, pretty cool. Gotta drive. Explain later. Yeah, so cruise for COVID, and you know, my buddy Miller signed me up like last minute, paid for me. I said screw it, haven't driven the car in a while, wanted to take it out, take something out, you know. So we drove 2 hours from home, and now we're here, and we pull up into a parking lot and nothing but supercars. It's like, wow. But whatever, it's pretty cool. I guess it's for a good cause. The funny part is like, I wonder how many people are here that actually had COVID, and I actually had it. So we're working on side skirts right now, and I don't know if you guys remember all the work I did on these, but they were rough. And I'll tell you this, they're not perfect right now, but they look pretty good. Like, I was afraid of this not lining up really nice, but I mean, look, you can't beat that. That looks really, really good. So now I'm just trying to figure out safe ways to fasten it. I don't want a lot of fasteners on the outside, but if I have to, I will. I just got to make sure I do them in a way that looks good and doesn't look gaudy. It's hard to, I don't want to stick this whole thing with double-sided tape, you know. I want to actually have like good fasteners so I can take it off, you know. And don't mind my neighbor's music. They're having a pool party on a Monday. It is what it is. Hopefully YouTube don't yell at me for this music going on in the background. It's fitting on there pretty good. So I just put a little screw in here, and I put one of these like little anchor pieces. This one's black, it's a little longer because this was deeper. I probably could use this one, but anyways, and then I'm just able to screw the piece right to it, and should hold it pretty good. Now I'm doing the top first so I can set this line right. This has got to be like consistent all the way across, as you can see. And then I'm going to go underneath and mount the underside. Now, I've already got the underside somewhat mounted. I just need to drill some holes, put some plastic anchors in there, and put some screws up. It should hold it up pretty good. and I might need some double-sided tape here and there. We'll see. Alright, so to mount this one, I actually put a screw right here. This goes right into the fender. You know, before I even painted this, I was supposed to weld a tab to help hold this, and I completely forgot. Luckily, there was just enough edge hanging on her. I still am going to weld a tab. I just got to do it very carefully so I don't mess up this outer paint job, which is going to be tough. So I'm going to worry about that later. But underneath, I just put these anchors in here. They look like this, and you just kind of drill a hole with the step bit and until it fits, and then you tap it in there, and then bam, you can put a screw into it and it holds it pretty well. And sometimes, looks like it fell off of this one, sometimes they have like a little rubber around it, you know, just to really seal up in there so you don't have rust issues. Alright, that looks pretty good. I got it fastened up there pretty tight. So these screws right here, they look kind of funky because they're black. They're temporary. We're actually going to possibly nut cert it and then put an Allen head in there. I just didn't want to start drilling until I was completely comfortable with everything, and it looks pretty damn good. If you guys haven't seen all the work that I went to make these look like this, go check out those videos. They're very boring, just skim through them. You'll see that these side skirts, when they were given to me, were probably the worst possible ones ever to deal with. And to make them look like that, finally painted on the car, is insane. You know, I like Porsches, but everything I went through with this one makes me not like them. And it's not the car at all. It's literally everything I went through to make these random ass parts fit, because it's hard to find good parts for these things. Say that all again.
Alright, so
your MSD is going to rewire that?
Yeah, we're going to rewire the rat's nest over there. And we just replaced the carburetors with a new set of 4010s that have been upgraded.
Is this what these look like underneath these filters?
Yes, those are the horns. Yep, and if you look at my PMOs, they're like this.
Oh.
Yeah, but not in your body shop. That. They make little foam things you can put on them when you park it, but and now he's got to take the horns back off because they actually go over the panel right there.
Okay.
Yeah. And I had to make all the gaskets. If you didn't realize there's gasket material back there, see right there where it's all cut up?
Okay.
I had to use your X-Acto knife, and I had to cut out all these gaskets because we can't get them.
It sucks.
Anytime soon. So, but they were perfect, and I used drill bits to do the holes. I think that's the flex capacitor cable. Actually, yeah, gray and brown flex capacitor for sure. But remember this stainless little thing here? I just blacked it out because it was terrible looking.
Oh god, that looks so much better.
Yeah, I know. It looked really terrible. But I mean, we cleaned up under here. I painted this and just trying to make it presentable. Painted this.
Because all that stuff was off or something, or
no, it just was chipping. I didn't even tape it up. I just got a good hand, buddy.
Oh.
Yeah, but it there's like a lot of chips and stuff. Just trying to freshen it up. But I'm gonna, when I get it home, I'm gonna tape up all the shit that can't get water in it, and I'm gonna clean all the way around, make it look real nice. But we did plugs. We did the carbs.
Where the hell are the plugs at in this thing?
Right there. They're actually, they look easy, innocent enough, right? They are so not.
Yep. They don't look easy.
They're not. No, actually, he and I were like, this is gonna be the easiest thing we do today, but we're in there like contortionists trying to get the damn thing out.
They're all at like a 45
degree.
Yeah. That hole's deceiving, because that's not where the friggin' plug is.
And
it's like this.
The metal underneath it, so you got to put the plug at like an angle and work it all the way down, because if you don't, it gets turned sideways in the hole.
Yeah, it gets jammed. They actually have more room than they need in there, so I had an extension and a socket stuck in there, and I had to use a magnet to get it out.
All right, we got the rocker panel on here, and it fits. The other side fits way better. This don't fit too bad, but it definitely could fit a lot better. I still don't want to use double-sided tape. What we're gonna try to do is put this trim on the outside here that should fill this gap. and hopefully we won't have to use double-sided tape, because the best way to jack this car up is actually a jack point as underneath this side skirt. So we will see.
Ready?
Yeah. Don't blow it up. Come on.
I told you I'd get that thing running today.
I guess I'm confident now.
Yeah, you're a Porsche mechanic, dude.
Oh, good.
I thought it sounds really good. Yeah.
This front end is just so clean looking. Is the car done? No, it's got a ways to go. We still have interior to do. We still have to paint the brakes. You can see we tested out a couple colors on the brakes there. Actually, the owner, Jason Miller, actually did that. And he came up here, worked on it for a little bit, killed it. He did really good. He got the thing running. Yeah, it looks good though.
6% nervous on that front thing.
Take it easy, because I don't know how close they're going to be. We're going to find out how close it's going to rub and whatever. But yeah, your best bet is to like go up and over and then swing it around. And I'll make sure that you don't hit anything. I'm going to try. It's got good clearance. If anything, it rubs more in the rear. Got it. When you back up, I'll throw the trash can back in there. This thing looks ridiculous. Bam! Somewhat complete. Is it done? Absolutely not. Totally not done. I mean, we got wiring to do. I got like wires hanging down there. Taillights aren't completely hooked up. This taillight is very, very bad condition. Like the lenses started falling off and everything. So we're looking for taillights on those. Trim, still waiting on some new trim to come in. Especially around the windows. Like the original windows are in there. We're just trying to get some new trim to go around it. What else? Side marker lights, trying to figure out what side marker lights we want to run. Also mirrors. I think we're gonna run like 964 mirrors, but we don't know. We're thinking about some sort of custom mirror, like maybe a race mirror to something clean, you know. Headlights aren't wired up completely. The reason why the wiring is like not finished on this is because, first off, I don't like wiring. Paint and body I'll do all day long. My personal cars, I'll bite the bullet and do it. But these need to be rewired. The original wiring for this is weird. It's all butt connectors into the back of the headlights, and the owner actually wants to put some like Bosch connector, something really nice, durable. He actually is considering replacing the headlights completely, so I'm gonna leave that to him. We need trim along the bottom. We're gonna make a piece of trim for that. Possibly talking about some carbon fiber, some special carbon fiber. If we ever get to it, you'll see it. But in the near future, a diffuser. We'd like to do a diffuser. Definitely want to put some fog lights in there. I mean, pretty much just all the little stuff. And you know, I started working on this car like 6 or 7 months ago, and big jobs like this take forever. And the only thing truly holding us back here is supplying the parts. We're just waiting on parts, you know? So it is looking really good. It is actually gonna leave this shop tomorrow just so it can have the odds and ends tightened up, and the interior. That's another big thing. All the interiors coming in. Wait till you see the color of it, the style of it, and everything. I'm not even gonna tell you until we get to finish up. So will the car be back? Yeah, the car will be back. I'm really happy the way it's turned out, considering the fact that these side skirts I pretty much had to make. This bumper was a random part that I like had to make. If you haven't seen those episodes, go check those out because it's really cool how far this car came. This car was pretty much, let's drop it off to him and see what it turns into. And so far, just kind of like randomly putting it together, I think it looks really, really good. I love it when we don't have an expectation on a car and look how it's turned out. I mean, it turned into a color change to custom fiberglass parts and everything. Now that the Porsche project is rolling out, let's talk about some other stuff. So this right here is a buddy of mine's car, and it's a right-hand drive, twin turbo, automatic Supra, and he's actually keeping this one, but he actually imports these and sells them. So maybe I'll put a little link in the description in case anyone's interested. I got a few cool things to do to that. Yes, he is keeping it. It just so happens to be the same color as my car. It is what it is. I guess it's cool that there'd be two around, whatever. This is the big project right here. I can't talk too much about it. I'm gonna leave it in the videos, but this is a brand new 2020 Toyota Supra, and this thing is crazy. And we have some pretty cool stuff to do to it. It's definitely going under the knife and getting some pretty gnarly body modifications. So subscribe, comment, share, or you're gonna miss projects like these, okay? I'm gonna get back to soaking my shirt and getting to work. Go work on something of your own, and I'll see y'all next video.